Apologies for the wait, ladies and gentlemen. I had a sudden urge to, well, do a number one, if you know what I mean. Let's not go into that too much. Anyway, hot on the heels of the most unpopular race victory of the real-life season, we reach Hutt's Gaming F1 League for the Belgian Grand Prix round. Currently, it's Goshan leading the way in the championship standings for Alpine, with his teammate Isti currently fourth and a fair way off Bubbly, who's in P3. And at the moment, it's looking like Goshan is the one who's going to take the championship. Oh, there we go. Apparently I'm in controller number 2. Controller number 2. Come on, you stupid... No, okay. Come on. Recognize you're a controller number 1 of 1 and not 3 of 1. Honestly. Anyway, I'm ready whenever everyone else is, although I did... Because of my urges, I had to tell Jabber I need to delay. So I'll probably be going in a little over a minute's time at 8:05 local time. Unless Jabber picks up. Of course, that's not going to work, is it? So let me just bring up the stream on my phone, as usual, so I can read chat. Come on. Yes, shush. Shush, there we go. Oh, apparently no one's streaming. And it's just the, come on, Twitch, bring up the right things. Come on. No. There we go. Well, you can stop asking about the light bulb. And not exactly using the same one that went... Well, that just stopped working. I'd be shrouded in darkness at the moment, and, I don't know, having an obsession with bats and men or something. And clowns too, perhaps, I don't know. But, here we go. Bright as day in here now. So stop asking. Because those kind of jokes get very old with me very fast. In fact, it got old the first time you asked about it. No, I'm still on the old chair. Chairs are, funnily enough, a lot more expensive than light bulbs. But it's... I'm gonna need a new chair eventually, though at least it's not broken so badly that I can't sit on it. Though I still need to put some effort into sitting. Maybe this counts as exercise, I don't know. So, it's 8:06 now. I guess we're still waiting for some people. In that case, I shall... Oh, I see. Of course. I almost forgot. We're still on the standings. No! But we need to go to the live page. Of course, it's just going to show a black page at the minute. I'm ready right now. Jabba! Come on. I've been... Just go! Honestly. So, evidently Jabba wasn't paying attention to... isn't paying attention to the stream, even if he's not listening. Hang on. He's not paying attention to the stream, He doesn't have to be watching it, he just needs to be listening. But then again, I guess that would distract some people. I know some people used to listen to my streams. Isti appears to be having some issues. And Big Vic? Who is that? I do not remember a Big Vic. Big Six. Now, something that did happen lately. Some people here may remember Luka Jovic, or Jovic, or however you pronounce it. He raced for the first couple of rounds in this season, and then he vanished, because there was some kind of disagreement with one of the former mods in the Discord. And Luca was poached by them, as they went off to create a new league. Luca's come back now, though he's not in the room tonight. But he says he's looking forward to racing with us again. And Vic just needs to press that big old ready button. Is he meant to be taking part tonight? It looks like he's having all kinds of issues. What are my bets on today? I reckon that a blue car is going to be winning this race. And more than likely, the driver's name is going to begin with a G and end with an N. And sound a lot like Hosh. Kosh. Like a certain Vorlon ambassador. Yes. The very young do not... Wait, no, that's the wrong quote. That's from Stargate, not Babylon 5, okay. Never mind. Who are you, generic? Are you just a watcher? Oh, that's unfortunate. I didn't get a weather report today either. He just had a invite from Sherlock, who didn't give the weather report. Actually, he would have only been able to give it now that he's in session. So, never mind me. I'm dumb. Ooh, Reese retires. He probably has a quali ban. Now that I know that this league does that, would have been nice to know that in the first place. Esteban Ocon? Okay. Esteban Ocon driving a Haas. Honk in the Discord. Okay. I'll go beep beep. Daniel 99, Big Six also retire. Possibly quali bans. Angel, I think this is quali bans that we're seeing from these people retiring. Meanwhile, Esteban Ocon in his Haas. Yeah, that's a very strange bug. Is that literally Esteban's number? I know it's not its helmet, so I think that's Big Vic. But for whatever reason, it says it's Esteban Ocon. Let's try and see what the number is on that car. 93, so that's definitely not Esteban Ocon. It's just the game being very strange. And there is Isti, so he is meant to be, and he's just been having issues. Pookie coming out of the pits on this very wet Spa-Francorchamps. First car out on track was one of the Alpines, Alpha Tauris, Biscuit. Yes, lots of people say Alpha Tauri, and every time I hear that, I just can't help but think Stargate. I think I may have mentioned this before, but when they unveiled the car in February this year, it literally came out of a Stargate. It's just, yeah, quality bands. Okay. So Reese, Daniel, Angel, and Big Six have quality bands. It'd be nice if I was told that in advance, but I've got to work this stuff out myself, I guess. And people say I'm the best commentator ever. Find that hard to believe. Ooh, let me just check what the audio is like. Sounds okay. I mean, I did turn the source audio down a bit, so it should be a bit more acceptable. As Biscuit's coming through. That's not Poohon. I can never remember the names of some of these corners, except for the one that Biscuit is about to go through. Wow, it doesn't really have a name. It's just called No Name by everyone. But I think maybe it's called Louder now? I'm not sure. This one, I do remember. This is Poohon. At least it is in English. Apparently it's Doppellecker or something in is it Flemish or is it French? I don't remember. Dutch? Something. Some language that is spoken in Belgium that isn't German. Anyway, this is Stavrolo, and up the sort of back straight towards Blanchemont. Oh, that's all the camera I wanted. That's Blanchemont, and now we're heading towards what is technically still called the bus stop. Though maybe it's just called the chicane now, because the bus stop was quite different. People still call it the bus stop, I guess. As we move on to the run towards the start-finish line, and the benchmark is a 2-minute 0.6. 2 minutes 0.6. Next up, we've got Vic Ocon, not Ocon, goes about 500ths slower. Next, we've got a Ferrari who I think was maybe on an outlap. Jordan next. What's he going to do? Fastest by about 0.2 of a second. Next up, we've got Level Fusion in the second AlphaTauri. 0.4 slower than his teammate. Coming through Blanchemont right now is Jabber, though he's on an outlap. So behind him is Bengal. Not sure who he is, but he's got a broken front wing, and he's also got Alex Albon's number, even though he shouldn't be able to have that number. Pookie has invalidated. Then we've got Bubbly. Just exited Blanchemont on the way up to the bus stop chicane. Nicely does it. Yellow flags at No Name. That's a Ferrari. As Bubbly smashes the current benchmark by about 0.7 of a second. First man into the 159s. Next up, we have a Mercedes on an outlap. And then behind that, it's not Gruffle, it's... Well, it is technically Gruffle because Finley Norman, the other car behind that Mercedes, is on an outlap as well. So where can Gruffle go? Well, he's had a very poor lap, so this is not representative. Sherlock through Blanchemont, 128.1 through Sector 2. Seems like this is going to be a fairly decent time. Through the chicane. Oh, that's not done. That's not a particularly very well done chicane. Got all my words a bit mixed up there. Goes fourth fastest, just behind Biscuit. Jordan now goes fastest, improves the fastest lap by about 0.6 of a second. Next, we've got a Red Bull. It's Hardy 2J, a reservist. TomTom on an outlap through Blanchimont right now. And then we have Jabber on his flying lap at the minute. Not looking like it's going to be a particularly good time, though. In fact, yes, it's going to be quite slow. So, unrepresentative lap time, best we can tell. Pookie has managed to keep it clean on this lap, goes P2, just ahead of Bubbly, but still quite a way behind Jordan. And then we have Quack going through Blanchimont right now. He's done a 1:27.5 through Sector 2. So this is positively lightning fast. We keep seeing this from Mercedes as of late, which is not something I like to see. Manages to go P3, so at least he's not the fastest car on track, unlike what we saw in the real-life Brazilian Grand Prix, where Mercedes are clearly... well, there's clearly something amiss with that car. I don't believe it's that quick, legitimately. Finley Norman, first man into the 158s. Quite a way ahead of Jordan. We've got a few cars on outlaps. Hardy coming through Stavilo right now is on a flying lap. He's done a half-decent time through Sector 2. I reckon Red Bull would want this man to be racing every weekend rather than the other guy. TomTom coming through Stavilo, 1:27.0. So this is looking like a very good time from the P2 man in the championship. Through Blanchimont now. Again, I keep saying Blanchimont a lot, because they're only focusing on the drivers who are finishing their laps. That's the kind of person I am. And it looks like this should be at least a 1:59, and it's 1:58.888. Quite a satisfying time, just ahead of Finley Norman. Behind him is his teammate Bubbly. He's invalidated and is coming into the pits anyway. Groffel on an out lap. He's about to start his flying lap right now. Goshan has just started his flying lap, so we'll ride with Goshan here to go up through Eau Rouge and Radion. Has to lift off quite a lot because, you know, Lando Norris proved last year that you really can't do that anymore. Or shouldn't do that in the wet. Through into turns 4, 5, and 6. Is it 4, 5, 1? No, 5, 6, and 7, I think. Ugh. It has a name, I don't remember what it is. Gosh, I'm actually looking rather squirrely on the exit of the... I don't remember the name. I'm rubbish. Through No Name, it's not looking particularly fast. We need to catch what his Sector 2 time is like. If it's a 1:27.0, then he is on for a good time. And of course he is driving in wet conditions, so it is quite likely that the car is just looking like that because it's wet. 1:26.8. So this is, if he can keep up this pace, going to be on course for provisional pole position. 6 minutes of the session left as Goshan rounds Blanchimont right now. The chicane, ooh, just in front as TomTom does improve his fastest lap by 0.6 of a second to a 1:58.2. Where can Goshan go? He lost time through the last sector. It's only 1:59.0. Behind that is Groffel, who still hasn't got a time on the board, and going very gingerly through the chicane. does at least get a time on the board, but it's quite a way behind even Big Vic, who is now no longer... who has now stopped identifying as Esteban Ocon. Ocon sexual. That was a bad joke. Isti, looking to improve his current lap time, which is only a 2:17. Apparently, the race is going to start wet and be dry towards the end. But knowing the way the game does things, it'll start drying up on literally the last corner of the last lap. Anyway, where can Isti go? He's currently looking to... In fact, he has improved 14 seconds off at some point. So it looked like he may have had a issue somewhere in sectors 1 or 2 on his previous attempt. So this unrepresentative time he's currently got on the board... Oh, no, never mind. Jinx it. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh god. Oh yeah, he's gonna improve this. No, I jinxed it. Never mind. Fortunately, because this is just a video game, there is no need for a red flag to clean that up, though in real life that probably would have been a red flag. With 3.5 minutes of the session left, it's starting to get a little dicey. People have to get out of the pits now to try and get around the track to start what will be their final flying lap of the session. Because with 2 minutes, a 2-minute lap time, it will take forever. There's a car coming out. I think that was it. Was it a McLaren? Yes, it was. That's Bengal. I'm struggling to find who is the first car on a flying lap here. It looks like it might be Groffel. No. It is Hardy going through... I should know the names of this track. I can never remember the names. Savilo is this one. Savilo 1 and 2, I guess, technically, but whatever. And up towards Blanchimont now. Where can Hardy put his Red Bull? If he can keep it out of the wall, unlike Isti. And he manages to do so. Into the bus stop. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. That's an AlphaTauri. I don't know if that's Biscuit or Fusion. Hardy manages to improve to P4, and he may be able to get another lap in just about. It's going to be a tight squeeze. Goshan does manage to go P1 by 0.4 of a second over TomTom, who is on an outlap now. So TomTom does have an opportunity to try and snatch that back, but Goshan, crucially, has another lap to go. We'll see if he can improve. We'll stay on board for now as Groffel retires inside the pit lane, so it's fine. What can Goshan do through Sector 1? Is it an improvement? It's practically matching through Sector 1. And he'll be catching some of the cars in front. Meanwhile, Biscuit has just exited La Source. His teammate Fusion is taking it easy. He will be treating this as his final flying lap. However, Bengal has had a bit of an oopsie on the start-finish straight. We have a subscriber. That's new, because we did reach Twitch affiliate recently, so hooray. Something good, I guess. Jabber, 35 seconds in the session left. He will get the opportunity to get another lap time on the board. Might be cutting it a bit close for TomTom. Goshan, we didn't catch his Sector 2 time there. TomTom does have the time to get round and set another lap. But Goshan might be about to set a new benchmark. In fact, he went 2/10 quicker through Sector 2. So Goshan absolutely flying. And TomTom has just been displaced from P2 by Finley Norman. Oh, Jabber's crashed at Radion. So Goshan, over the finish line now, improves by almost 4/10 of a second. 1:57.4. And now it's up to TomTom, as Pookie now displaces TomTom down another position. TomTom does improve through Sector 1 by about 1.5 tenths, so he's on course to hopefully take back that, at least that P2. We have Hardy going slowly through Radion, but we'll ride with TomTom here, as this is the man most likely to take back the pole position, the provisional pole position that Goshan currently holds on to. Through Puhon. Looking quite nice, but we won't know how quickly he's going until we hit the Sector 2 split, which is in just 3 corners time. 2 corners now. Stavilo is ahead. Finley Norman retires, but he's done that on track, I think. And TomTom has improved by almost 5/10 of a second, so this is on course to at least put him into the 1:57s, but if he can blitz Sector 3, he may be able to take back P1, but at the minute, it's not looking likely. Into the bus stop, exiting the bus stop onto the final straight. The final run down towards the line. Where can he put it? It's just behind Goshan. Valiant effort, but in the end it was about 7/100ths too slow. So Goshan will hold on to pole position here. And Hardy 2J, the last car on a flying lap, is aborted at some point. So there we go. Our top 10 of the grid is Goshan. Gets another pole position. TomTom takes P2 alongside, and the game decided to... In fact, no, Hardy decided to mess me up. So we'll get to the grid in just a couple of seconds. So yes, Goshan takes pole position over TomTom. Finley Norman and Pookie make up the second row. Bubbly and Hardy the third row. Jordan and Quack on the fourth row. And Sherlock and Biscuit take up the fifth row and the final places of the top 10. Big Vic is the first man outside of the top 10. Fusion P12, Groffle P13, Jabber P14, Bengal P15, Isti manages to at least come P16, but that's still last out of the people who actually managed to set a lap time. And then the final 4 drivers who had quali bans: Daniel, Reese, Angel, and Big Six, in reverse order. Because I'm crap. Right, so what is the weather going to be like? Apparently it's going to be wet. No, it looks dry to me. But it may rain at some point. The forecast would be nice. But I guess I'm not special enough. Well, there's one thing we can be sure of in this race. Or fairly sure of. A Mercedes isn't going to win. Unless things go drastically wrong.
But as long as Mercedes is not on the top step, I'm happy.
Maybe George should have taken a few notes from me.
Well, where did you get that information from anyway? Did someone tell you? Because I don't think you have that information, because you're not in the game, so... We'll see. So Goshan leads the pack on this formation lap, and Daniel leads up the rear as the rear gunner. Carrying through the Kemmel Straight right now, whilst Goshan is coming through No Name. At least this track is fairly long, unlike the Interlagos, which is not that long. You'll be going through Junsao, whilst everyone else is still going through the CNRS, so...
Oh, thank you, phone. It's brilliant. Sure, just buffer or whatever, that's fine. Oh, pardon me. Are you a spectator? I mean, not even I get that information. If you are, so... Unless you're watching someone else who's streaming, I don't know.
Okay, so you're watching someone else. Okay. Anyway... Goshan coming through the bus stop, ready to line his Alpine up on the front row. And of course, because we have the immersive formation lap, we're not going to have a proper starting camera. Though this, I guess, isn't bad. This is definitely a terrible angle for watching the start, but it's a pretty cool look. I'll take a screenshot. Daniel lining up just about now. The race will get underway momentarily. And here we go. 5 lights coming on for the Belgian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go, and it's looking like a very good start for Finley Norman, who's got past TomTom. I think there was someone going onto the grass there, may have been a Red Bull. There is definitely a lot of jostling and jockeying going down the field. Finley Norman did briefly have P3, however he's been overtaken by Bubbly, who's into P2 now. TomTom has had a mare of a start. He's down into P5. Mare, I've never said that word before. Nightmare, that's the proper word. Currently, Hardy putting the Red Bull in a place it's rarely been in this season. Oh, he goes a bit too deep into turn 5 or whatever it is. I wish I could remember the bloody name of this corner. This section, it's got a name and I can't remember it. But yes, the Red Bulls seldom in the points in this season. At the minute, P8. That's a good position, but he just has to hold on to it for another 22 laps. Bring up the position changes. And currently, it's... Oh, Pookie has had a horrific start as well. He's lost 8 positions, and it looks like he may still lose more. Oh, there's been an incident for Bubbly. Something happened to Bubbly. I don't know exactly what, but now he's dead last. I didn't catch what happened. We've got yellow flags. Oh no, Bengal has spun. Fortunately, it wasn't Pookie. Always root for Pookie. And Biscuits had a horrible exit out of Stavilo as well. Something's happened. It looks like Bengal has a broken front wing. Yes, he's missing an end plate there. So after all that, 1 lap, and TomTom, he has just lost P2 to Finley Norman again. He took it back just before La Source. He was P5 at No Name, and now he's back into P2, but all that squabbling means he's 1.2 seconds behind Goshan, who is Not quite running away with it, but still a ways ahead. Meanwhile, Pookie gets past Crack, down into turn 5. Nicely does it to claw back these positions. He was down 8 positions at one point, now he's only down 4. Sherlock has had a mega start, he's up 6 positions. Daniel, who started dead last, is up 7. Up 8 now as he gets past Big 6. Isti up 5 into 11, trying to make up for that disaster of a qualifying. Also up 6 positions, Lateral Fusion. Big Vic picks up a 3-second penalty though. First man to get a penalty, and very early on as well. So Fusion chasing down Jordan, currently P6, but at the head of this, well, it's a train, Sherlock currently P3. So we could see a surprise P3 on the cards here as, is that Jabba? I think that's Jabba had a incident at whatever it's called. Meanwhile, my phone keeps buffering for some reason.
Shouldn't be. Come on. There's better things to do than buffering. I'll restart the app. Bear with me 1 second as TomTom gets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He is inside of a second of Goshan, just about. Has fallen even more. Goshan may have had a poor exit from La Source. And TomTom with the DRS will be able to catch up a little bit more. So Goshan's lead here is not as safe as he probably thought it was. As TomTom blitzed the first sector with the aid of the DRS. Come on, there we go. So, Sherlock, 1.3 seconds behind TomTom, who is actually not looking so good through the twisty bits. Sherlock, who, I don't know how he got past Finley Norman, but it's going to be difficult to keep the Alfa Romeo behind, as, if I remember correctly, Norman is not a slow driver. I mean, certainly he had... wait, brain fart. Yes, he had to be fast to qualify P3. In the slipstream now of the Ferrari, he will get a taste of DRS down the start-finish straight, but it's not a huge helping. The main helping is down the Camel Straight towards turn 5 and the end of Sector 1. TomTom has managed to keep his lead, whilst Norman looking on... well, he won't want to make the overtake here. Oh, got a yellow flag as Sherlock actually went a little bit wide at La Source. And that's going to allow Finley Norman to make up the room, the time on the Ferrari. He gets the DRS. Sherlock tries to defend. He weaves a little bit. We've got a Haas joining into the party, and Norman not able to make the move. Or maybe unwilling to make the move, and Jordan almost pooping the party a little bit there. Pookie, meanwhile, has managed to make his way up another position. He's ahead of Fusion and just behind Big Vic. McLaren driver looking to get at least 2 more points to his tally. He was looking on for a decent championship challenge earlier this season, but he's not had a very good amount of luck. I also don't remember if he got any penalties on the last try. Oh, yeah, there's a bit of a wobble. Just ahead of Stavilo. Manages to keep it out of the wall. But yes, he won the race on track last time. I don't know if he had a penalty though. I don't remember. But oh, this is interesting.
Meanwhile, Finley Norman trying to make the move on Sherlock. And he is within 2/10. Is he gonna make the move? He's going for it. He probably reckons he's fast enough in a straight line, but he may come to regret this as... Oh, never mind, Sherlock cut the corner. We saw him cut the corner. Picks up a 3-second penalty for his troubles. But now, Norman doesn't have the DRS, whilst Sherlock will, as well as Jordan. So can Sherlock make the position back? It's going to be difficult. Norman, expertly placing his car practically in the middle of the track, holds on to P3. As Bubbly now sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Oh no, Sherlock goes off! And that caught Jordan out, who's now lost out and is up down to 6th position. He had to take that evasive action because the cars don't immediately ghost. Especially as last week, I think the cars were meant to ghost, but they didn't, and so someone's race got ruined because of that. So now, Big Vic is the leading Haas, just behind Pookie, who's... well, he's just the thank you very much. I'll take these positions, and he's back up to where he started, and now making... well, gonna try and make his way back towards Norman. Losing a little bit of time, though. Goshan, meanwhile, has lost out to TomTom, but still within the DRS range. So the battle for the lead at the minute, it's gone TomTom's way, and he has just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but then Goshan's going to have the DRS down the Kemmel Straight. So this battle, not yet over. After all, you could look at the whole Grand Prix as a war, with lots of little battles, and currently the battle for P1, nowhere near over. Goshan has a DRS, he's not using his energy, he's just happy to stick behind, I guess, though clearly making his way, closing the gap. I keep using the same phrases all the time. Closing the gap. Seriously, why do people think I'm so good? I'm not. I'm not a great commentator. I can't even think of all the right words sometimes. We'll watch this battle, actually. Fighting for P18. Biscuit with Jabber right behind. Jabber, not the quickest of drivers, but he could make another position off it if he's taking Eau Rouge and Radion like that. He lost more time than he gained. But then he will gain with the DRS, actually. So this battle, also not yet over, but it will be over very quickly if Jabber keeps driving like that. And in fact, Jabber has now lost out quite substantially. He's lost about 5/10 through just 3 corners. Oh well, I tried to give him some screen time. I guess he doesn't want it. Goshan, meanwhile, has managed to keep TomTom honest here. Sorry, my chair is squeaking a lot, I reckon, but not much I can do about that. Goshan will have the DRS down the Kemmel Straight, and he's very close to that Aston Martin. And apparently, according to Honk, it looks rainy. It looks quite bright to me, as my stream on the phone has frozen again. Lap 4, 3 laps ago. I don't know why it keeps doing this. It never had this issue before. And Goshan has got past TomTom. So whilst I was distracted with the issues of my phone... Oh, you can't hear it squeaking. Okay, that's good. Whilst the issues on of my phone have distracted me, stuff was happening. Oh, come on, you stupid thing. Why you buffer? Stop. I need this to look at the chat because it doesn't work otherwise. Because I'm not
logged into the Hut's TV account, so I can't actually look at the chat with my thingy-majig. Oh, we've got an ad now, thanks.
Ooh. Something has happened to Pookie. Has he made a pit stop? No. What happened to Pookie? Not sure, but he's lost 10 positions, and that's allowed Isty into P4 now. TomTom behind Goshan again. Will we see another lead swap on this lap? Well, we'll see. TomTom gets the DRS, opens it wide open, and sails past the Alpine like it's, well, like he was standing still almost. But, well, like I said, the battle is not yet over. Daniel, meanwhile, up 13 positions. And now chasing down the Haas of Jordan. We've got a yellow flag. That is Bengal, who's had a mistake at the bus stop. It's fine.
Manages to get going again. Meanwhile, I have lost the chat. Never mind, I've got it back. There we go. Right, phone, please stop buffering.
Daniel looking very much faster than Vic. Than Jordan even, my apologies. But Jordan just still able to keep ahead. I wonder if it has anything to do with the tyre compounds, because we can see that Jordan is on the mediums. That's something I forgot to do, actually. Tyre compounds. Bearing in mind that the bottom 6 drivers have made a pit stop. So, fair mix of mediums and hards. Jordan on the mediums, Daniel on the hards. Daniel, will he make a dive bomb into the bus stop? No, he won't. Took a little bit of a look, but happy to stay behind for now. Will he make the move into La Source? He gets the DRS down the final straight here, as we see a Red Bull going to a non-standard line. And Daniel is so close to the diffuser of that Haas that I struggle to see how he couldn't get past unless he makes a massive mistake. If he pulls a Lando Norris, I think maybe he cut the corner a little bit. We do actually have some dark clouds starting to appear, so maybe Honk was right about that, as Jordan has now been passed by Daniel. Daniel can now make some inroads on the second Haas of Big Vic. Meanwhile, TomTom got passed by Goshan again. These two are going to be locked in battle for much of this race, I reckon, and it may be a battle decided in the pit stops. Both of them, though, pretty much inseparable. It's difficult to watch this battle because we can never know which way it's gonna go. Yellow flag. There has been a spin for Angel just ahead of Stavilo, but it's not too much of an issue. He's got going again, but he's lost out a few positions. It's allowed Pookie up another position. He's back into P12. Meanwhile, Gruffle leading a DRS train. Gruffle, I don't think, has many points to his name this season, if any. Makes a pit stop, so Gruffle could be on for his first points of the season here. He just needs to keep it out of the wall. Meanwhile, TomTom goes past Goshan again. And the leapfrogging continues. Meanwhile, another battle further down the field. Quack in the Mercedes, right behind Reese. Actually losing time a little bit behind the Red Bull, so maybe he's gone for a bit too much downforce. which will probably help him through the twisty bits, but on the straights, not so much. Daniel has reeled in Big Vic somewhat, and he's now within DRS range. We've got a yellow flag. That's Angel again, I think. Yes, and this time he's lost his front wing. We have a safety car. For a front wing that's off the track. Not off the racing line, it's literally not on the track. It's on the grass. And Angel is moving again. Well done, game. Safety car for debris that's safe. So both the leaders come into the pits, so this battle is not going to be decided in the pit lane. Everyone else coming in. Isty's going to be held up a little bit. Big Vic, not going to lose out, but Jordan probably might. So watch Isty here. His team's going to double stack. And he does lose out maybe a little bit. Puts on hard tyres. Jordan also going to be something. Oh, for the Red Bulls it's going to be doubly bad. Hardy held up by his teammate Reese. And in fact he has to put on a new front wing. So that's a double disaster for Hardy there. Fusion not coming in. Charlotte comes in. Big Six comes in.
Who was it?
It was Angel that caused the crash. The safety car, even. So he lost his grip in this position, in this place on the track. Lost his front wing off the track, and that apparently that calls for a safety car these days. So we're going to be waiting a little while for people to catch up. Biscuit right at the back of the field, going through Eau Rouge now, whilst everyone else is going through Pouhon. Big Six coming through this corner in the position that the Mercedes should be, you know, in real life. This is where Mercedes belongs, don't you think? P17, no points. It just looks right, doesn't it? Such a fantastic position for a Mercedes to be in. P17. In fact, do you know what would be even better than a Mercedes in P17?
A Mercedes in P20.
So yes, it is looking very dark. No rain yet, but it's on the horizon. I keep getting these little artifacts on my screen that I think might be rain, but maybe it's just the game being strange.
And keep an eye on the skies.
Eye on the sky. Because if the sky starts falling, Chicken Little is going to want to get into cover. And Chicken Little is every single one of these drivers. Slap on some inters. Tom leads the way. He's going to hope he can hold on to this position into the rain, if there is rain. Take a brief look at penalties. 5 drivers with 3-second penalties. Bengal, Sherlock, Hardy, Reese and Big Vic. We are halfway through this race now. And the last few laps could be wet. But at the minute, it's just overcast. So Chicken Little wants some tread on his boots. Oh no, Pookie! Severe collision with Level Fusion. Somehow, I don't think so, unless he's missing a chunk of his wing. No. So that's going to... Oh, Fusion has lost an end plate. As has Pookie, so there has been a bit of contact. Not a severe collision, but it's been enough to damage the front wings of both of these cars. So maybe Pookie ran into the back of Fusion, who ran into the back of Quack. I don't think anyone else has damage here, as the safety car is coming in, and TomTom will lead the pack away. The Aston Martin 1-2 will become just an Aston Martin lead. So, TomTom backing the field up, waiting for that safety car to pull into the pit lane. He'll get the green flag momentarily. And it depends when he goes for it. And he's going for it now. Into the chicane for the start of lap 13. But we have a yellow flag already, and that's Isti. Has a nightmare of a restart. Something went wrong. Maybe he used a bit too much throttle. Maybe he got punted. We're not sure, but now he's dead last. We won't see DRS activated until lap 15, but that's if it doesn't start to rain. Angel loses another position. He's down to P15. Pookie, meanwhile, has got back into the points. Currently P10. Big Vic has finally been passed. Ooh, just about being passed. Oh no, there's been a crash for Hardy. It's a massive crash. Groffel got caught out by it. What could have been Groffel's first points of the season has turned into dead last. We've got a car in the middle of the road, but we don't have a safety car. So Daniel did get past Big Vic, and there we do have a safety car, so possibly some debris going on as well, but yeah, that's a bit of a nightmare start. Hardy loses out, first retirement of the Grand Prix. Groffel lost out, went from something like P8 to P19. Isti also lost out, but at least he's now back up to the rear end of the field, more or less. But yes, he went from something like P4 to P18. So evidently someone was playing too much Chicken Little. And are we getting a few spots of rain? Well, I don't know, but the top two are coming in anyway, as is... Are we getting a bit of rain? I don't see any rain. We'll watch these guys. Reese does not pit. So he takes the lead. They are putting on inters. I don't see any rain, though. There must be rain or something. I don't see it. Ah, I am seeing it now. On the bar of the crossbar of the pit stop thingy, you can see the rain is coming down now. So we weren't going to get any DRS running anyway. So, Reese and Sherlock have stayed out. But they're going to lose out quite substantially because they didn't pit under the safety car. Well, they will pit under the safety car, just not on the right lap. They'll end up dead last, more or less. Unless they think they can brave it on dry tyres in these conditions, but I don't think there's much point. Got a little bit of pickup on Sherlock's right tyre there. It's gone now. Safety car will probably come in at the end of the next lap. But there's not many laps left. Of course, they are quite long laps. It's a very long track, longest on the calendar. In terms of laps, it's technically the shortest race, but only needs 44 laps to go the full race distance of 305 kilometers minimum. And I would be surprised if Reese and Sherlock don't pit. And there we go, they're coming in. They realise the error of their ways as Bubbly picks up a 5-second penalty for what was almost certainly an inconsequential touch. Where is Bubbly? I don't see him. There's too much stuff going on. There we go. He's coming into the pits. Probably broke his front wing. So maybe it wasn't an inconsequential collision. We shall see. But at the minute, he's going to end up dead last. It's been a bit of a race to forget. Yes, he has lost his end plate. And he serves his 5-second penalty under the safety car? That's not something you're supposed to be capable of doing. But there we go, front wing change. Looked like there were some sparks underneath the safety car there. The rain is not heavy, the track still looks fairly dry, but maybe it does feel a bit rubbish out there. As TomTom has regained the lead from Reese. So I guess Reese technically led a lap. It's just a waiting game now. But we should get underway for lap 16. Which means there would be 6 laps of the race left. Yeah, Bubbly has caught up to the field. Safety car should be coming in this lap. The Aston Martin 1-2 will become just an Aston Martin sandwich. Oh, aren't I punny? In fact, it's not really punny, is it? That's not a pun. Anyway, Bernd Maylander has to relinquish his lead, and yes, it is looking a lot more wet now. So it is definitely too wet for dries. It's kind of just happened all of a sudden. It was looking quite dry just a few corners ago, and now suddenly it's damp. So DRS should be disabled now. And TomTom goes for it now. He was backing the pack up, but now he goes for it.
for the final few laps of this Grand Prix. It's essentially a little bit of a sprint. And with no DRS, it means that it's going to be very hard for Goshen to get past, I reckon. Oh dear. Oh. Pardon me. Goshen, though, has managed to have a pretty good run through Rouge and Radeon. He has a slipstream. Can he make the move into turn 5? He's taking the outside. TomTom defends very well, but Goshen goes side by side. He takes it through turn 6 and 7. What a move! Didn't see that one coming. I just said it would probably be difficult for him to go past. What do I know? I'm just a nonce on YouTube. Not YouTube, Twitch. So Goshen made that look a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, and Daniel has lost 2.2 seconds to the driver in front already. Big Vic just behind. He's got that penalty to his name. He's under threat from Level Fusion, who wants that P5. 10 points. We've got a yellow flag. That's Reese. The second Red Bull having some issues. We have another safety car, because he's lost his front wing. So, is this how the game works now? You lose the front wing and safety car, safety car! It's dangerous! It's a front wing that's a million meters off the racetrack, so clearly it's so dangerous that you need to call out the safety car. I mean, if you're hitting the front wing debris that's way off the racing line, not even on the track anymore, you're not even doing it right. Something has got to be going astonishingly wrong if you're that far off the track to be hitting debris that's off the track. Wet tyres. Is it really that wet? Could this be... It's a bit of a gamble from these guys here. I guess they have nothing left to lose, but maybe it's chucking it down enough that this could be quite the upset. So Big Vic, Quack, Pookie, Groffle, Jabber and Reese have all stopped to put on wet compound tyres. The full wets, not the inters. Like I said, it's a gamble, and to me it doesn't look wet enough. I think they seem to be hoping that it will be wet enough in a few laps' time for the wets to properly kick in. At the minute, though, I don't think the rain is heavy enough. We'll see, though. Will it be a mistake from the top 13 to not stop? Or have the bottom 6, have they made the mistake here? Is the gamble... Well, did they put all their money on red, but it ended up being black? Or I guess, green. We'll see, the safety car not coming in yet. Even though everyone's caught up and there's got to be no debris on the track left. But I guess Bernd Maylander wants this, wants the Driver of the Day award. Possibly expecting the rain to build up under the safety car, but it just doesn't look dark enough. The top 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the top 13 not expecting
Yeah, they're not making the moves onto wets. But the wet runners are going to keep on at it, try their luck. Will it be messy? It depends on how wet it really is. Unfortunately, I don't get the same access to Jeff or Mark, I guess, now.
That the drivers do.
I can't just say, Jeff, tell me what the weather's like. And then he proceeds to tell me, oh, it's perfect weather for dries, mate, and chucking it down. You know what? Yeah, probably not a good idea to ask Jeff. He never knows what's going on. Yeah, the cloud's not dark enough. It's not heavy enough rain. I don't know what the icon you saw was, Honk, but yeah, they should allow the commentators to get more info, especially because this game has been supposedly esports ready for 4 or 5 years now, and yet the spectators get access to so little information when it comes to the race itself. Sure, we can look at the things that the cars have done, like the position changes, the stops, the tyres, the penalties, but that's all. We can't look at the weather. We can't see exactly when the safety car's going to come in. That stuff is a creature comfort that would be very, very useful. Anyway, the safety car should be coming in, and we should get 19, 20, 21, 22. We should get 4 laps of racing. Yes, 4 laps of racing. Ahoy! 19, 20, 21, and 22. Unless someone else loses their front wing in the barrier, and the FIA decides that's so dangerous. The front wing is literally off track inside the go-kart track. It's so dangerous for whatever. We will see. It from this position, it does look quite dark, but when you're on board with the car, it doesn't look as dark. It might be heavy enough, though, for wet tyres, but at this point, it's too late for the Interrunners to really make that choice. They have to stick it out on the Inters now, and we shall watch the wet runners with great interest. As a certain Chancellor said, oh, there's been a crash! On the main straight, we have just witnessed Sherlock and Biscuit, 2 of the Interrunners, as well as Bengal, get caught up in some kind of incident. Was that just driver error, or was that the first sign that these conditions are too wet for the Inters? Well, at the minute, I don't think that it's a case as we just lose Quack. I don't think it is too wet. I think it's too dry for the wets. As Big Vic was losing some time. Definitely losing time. So the wets not turning on in these conditions. We're not getting a safety car yet. I don't think we will get one. It's probably too late in the race for one. Yep, there we go. It's all cleared up. And that was a lot more debris off the racing line, but I guess it was just, that was safe. Yeah, front wing off the racing line, that's dangerous. We need a safety car, but an entire bloody car that's fallen to bits, not that far from the racing line? Nah, we can clean that up in no time. Goshan leading the way then. Just ahead of TomTom, and without the DRS, it's going to be a bit of a mountain to climb for TomTom. Meanwhile, Big Vic not making up the ground. In fact, he's just falling further and further behind. Definitely too dry for the wet tyres. Just, it's damp, but not damp enough. The Inters are the perfect tyre for these conditions, and the wet tyres just not switching on. And if it does start chucking it down, it's going to be too late for the wet runners to really make any appreciable movement up the field. So Pookie could have been on for some points here. He's kind of shot himself in the foot a little bit here, and now he's a second and a half behind Big Vic. Looks like the best he can finish is P12 at the moment. And with the rain, it's looking rather unlikely that we'll actually get any real action. Bengal has put on wet tyres. Maybe it is starting to get a bit wetter, but it's too late, too little too late. And you can see the Groffle having to take the car so gingerly through these corners. Ooh. Well, we can pretty much say that Bengal is going to be dead last in this race, having had to pit after that incident that seems to have broken off his front wing. He is now 28 seconds behind Reese. He will finish dead last. And what was looking like a pretty good race has now been completely ruined by the rain. And Pookie has actually lost to another position. I think he may have had possibly a spin, but now he's lost out to Groffle, who is still unlikely. Well, if he's doing that, he's not going to get any points. In fact, he loses his front wing, so now it's going to be Groffle who's going to finish dead last as he changes that front wing, unless he retires. Oh dear. Yeah, the wet tyres, wrong choice. Thought Goshan was off the track for a second there. Nope, just looking at the wrong part of the track. On to the penultimate lap here, and TomTom no closer than he was last time. In fact, he's maybe a bit further behind. Fusion right behind Jordan though. One white car trying to get past another white car. Can Fusion do it? No, he can't. It's just not got enough speed, not enough straight line. My controller's being a twat again. Apologies for the issues. My controller decided that it was a new controller, and that it apparently has a microphone and speakers attached. Yeah, it does that. It's an old controller, so, you know, I get why the cable's a bit funky now. But apparently, it has a speaker and microphone in it, which is amazing for an Xbox 360 controller from, I think, maybe 2005, potentially. Didn't know they could fit microphone and control and speaker into this tiny little thing. But let me guess, if I open it up, there's not going to be one in there. Ooh, Isti has had a issue somewhere, but with his inters, he should be able to get back past Pookie, especially if Pookie goes that deep into the bus stop. With the he's going to have superior traction more than likely. Oh no, he doesn't. He is very close, but it's going to be a battle of grip here between Pookie and Isti, which is currently the most exciting battle on track, because at the minute, unless Goshan makes a mistake, he's going to win. The rain has ruined what could have been, well, what was shaping up to be a pretty good race. Isti dumping his energy, trying to get past Pookie, but Pookie also using his energy, using more energy than Isti, trying desperately to stay ahead. He knows that if there's a mistake up ahead, he could grab a point here, but it's no! There's a bit of pushing going on. Oh, was that just a unforced error from Pookie. Well, that's that then. Fusion, now the closest battle, but it's not looking likely. Fusion just hadn't been able to make the inroads on Jordan as he goes a little bit slideways. But unless Jordan makes a mistake, Fusion is going to finish P6 here. And unless he makes a mistake, Goshan is going to finish P1. And with only 2 corners left, well, you'd have to mess up pretty damn badly, and he doesn't. He keeps it clean. Goshan converts his pole position into victory, and TomTom has to settle for second. Finley Norman will finish P3, also where he started, and driver of the day from Daniel started dead last, finishes P4. Excellent drive from Daniel here. Jordan holds off Fusion for P5. Fusion settles for P6. Bubbly will take P7 after a pretty wretched start of the race. Angel also moves up 10 positions into the points. Big Six up 8 positions to 9th, and Big Vic manages to grab a single point for himself. And it's been a bit of a race to forget for Isti and Pookie. Pookie, who started in the points and lost out for reasons that I'm not sure on. And Isti, who started outside of the points, was up in 4th and then made a mistake on the restart and found himself outside of the points again. Now he's just tantalizingly 3 seconds away. Isti and Vic spun, apparently. Well, the game agrees with me. Daniel99, driver of the day. Fantastic race to go from P20, more or less, to P4. And hey, do you know what makes this coming podium even better? I'll tell you as soon as we see it. You see that? No Mercedes. No Mercedes. We need more podiums like this. Like, forever. Every podium from now on. No Mercedes, please. Never, ever again. Make more shit boxes. In fact, W13 should have stayed a shit box. I don't understand. The only way they could have turned that shit box into a race winner is if they're pulling off some shenanigans. Well, there we go. Goshan wins again. I don't know how many races are left in this season. I'll take a look at the calendar. Where's is that the image? No, that's rubbish. Oh, I may have been... no, that has been there. What's going on? Ah! Lost stuff. Hang on. There we go, that's what I was looking for. So, let's see what the calendar is. Where is the calendar? I can never remember where it is on this one. In CRS we had a channel dedicated to the calendar. Here we don't have anything. Come on, where is it? League Hub. Belgium. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races left. We're going to the Circuit of the Americas next week. The USA Grand Prix. And the week after that, it's Azerbaijan. The week after that, it's Italy, Monza. Then the week after that, it's the Netherlands. And the final week, on the 18th of December, is Abu Dhabi. Until then, though, I don't know if
how far ahead Goshan is. In fact, he had... Hang on, let's go back to the standings. So 299 points. That is almost 4 race wins ahead of TomTom. He's going to have gained another 7 points. Okay, let's do the math here. 299. Where's my calculator? Come on, calculator. So, 299. I don't think he had fastest lap. Not times. No, I've got to do that again. 299 plus 25. No, I don't know why it decided 29,995. 299 plus 25. Thank you. 324. Okay, and gosh, TomTom has 204 plus 18, 222. So Goshan is now 102 points ahead of TomTom minimum. So that's... with 5 races left, that's 4 race wins. It's going to be difficult for anyone to catch up to Goshan here. So I think if Goshan can win the USA, he will still be more than 4 race wins ahead of TomTom. So Goshan, yes, he's champion-elect at the minute. He just needs to have a good race in the USA. If he can win and TomTom comes second again, he will be crowned champion with 4 races to spare. So it's going to be a tough one for everyone else. In the meantime, though... Meow! Actually, no, that's not the one I wanted. Meow! Ah! Forgot that was still on. But there we go. That's the Belgian Grand Prix. We should see you next week for the USA Grand Prix. Until next time, though, have a good one. And good night. Especially me, because I need to get up very early in the morning. Good night, everyone, and take care.